Hi, everyone. This is Christine Thompson, lead agent on the CT team at Baird & Warner. And I'm with you again this week to give you another weekly update. And I'm going to skip right to sharing the screen with you so you can see all of my fabulous slides and you can get a comparison of what happened last week on the market compared to this week. So here we go. I'm going to start on this slide mode here. So this was last week, just talking about general market in Naperville. This does cover the detached homes in Naperville for the last 7 days. And this was what I presented a week ago, that there were 27 new properties that came on the market, not all unique, and 35 under contract. And when I say not unique, that means some agents cancel a listing and make it brand new. So that way it's refreshed on the market and is sent out to consumers so they can be aware of it in case consumers just jumped into the market. So that's what happened a week ago. So we can see there were more buyers out there putting offers on homes than what came on the market. This week we had 54 properties come on the market and 41 go under contract. And this is why I tell people, get out there as soon as you can. And probably after Super Bowl, we're going to see this new number really increase. And I'm not sure how much more the buyers are going to increase. Probably some, but we can see a shift in balance here that more came on the market that went under contract. Looking at detached homes, this was a week ago, just pulling up all the averages. We'll see what's behind that pie chart I showed you. And the active listings, the average list price was $522,721 and under contract was $460. Now, in case you're ever wondering, this red bar, these are homes that were canceled or expired off the market. They just didn't succeed for what they offered in conjunction with their asking price. Now, some of these may have re-entered into active or under contract if they changed their price. This week, we're seeing an active average listing price was $923, and you're probably going, what the heck? That is so different than what we saw the week before. And my theory is that we can see this average here under contract, $533. That means a lot of that price range inventory fell off the market, and these are the leftovers. What's the higher priced homes? They just take longer to sell, and the inventory is low, so it's getting more off balance, shifting towards the higher priced homes in Naperville because that is a smaller audience of buyers shopping in Naperville. Week ago, the average days was 106, even with under contract at 106. And this week we're looking at 150 days. Now that's for the average of those higher priced homes that we just saw. And then under contract 64 days. And that was for the average list price hovering in the mid 500s. So we can see difference in market time for different price brackets. And this is just looking at those bar graphs again. So if you ever want to go back to this video and look a little tighter at all the numbers, some people like to see it this way, but I like to do this so that way you can see what was the average list price for the sold homes, $525, and the average sale price was $508. So I'm seeing a consistency and difference between list price and sale price week over week. That's really not changing. It does demonstrate that in that price bracket, we're not seeing list and over list prices more than you would probably see with homes that are priced around $250, the condos and townhouses that are going to do a little better, or the lowest priced single family homes. Those always do very well. So those are those averages. And that was a week ago. This week we're seeing average sold list price was $585. And the average sale price was $559. That's a bigger step there, almost a 25K difference. That's much larger than what I consistently see. So again, between that and seeing that more homes came on the market that went under contract, that's a little bit softer seller's market this week, okay, in the last week. Number of showings, though, this is quite interesting because I just said, oh, is the market a little softer for sellers. But when we look at the average number of showings from last week, which was 1.44, and that was a good number, 2.24. I'm like, holy rocket ships, Batman. This is like really a lot higher. Very, very high average per listing showings. So that's just, that to me is a seller's market. So you have to be careful about looking at everything. Just overall, what are we seeing? Let's take a look at the next one, the market action index needle. Week ago is at 39. I would say most of 2020 hovered around 36 to 38, probably more so on the 38 end. So last week was 39. This week still 39. So that's remaining even and steady. So we got a couple things saying seller's market. We got a couple points saying slight softening in the seller's market. I would say overall we're steady. Looking at rates, this was a week ago, 2.87 for conventional fixed 30-year and 2.52 for a 30-year FHA. And then this week we're at 2.87. Oh, I think I had the same graph there. So, okay, I must have the same graph there. I'll get you a new one next week, you guys. That's what it is. But I understand it's pretty much hovering the same. I'll tell you that. And then just some food for thought. You know, when you're going out there as a buyer, you know, it is a seller's market and you want to make sure you have success. So here are just some things to think about. Make sure you're working with an agent that you feel you can trust. They're very transparent, open book, providing you information about the market, explaining the contract, and anticipating what to expect when you're making an offer. And, you know, someone that can really make you feel confident in your decisions, that you're fully informed, and make concrete decisions. You know, finalize your budget and stick to it, and write down your non-negotiables. I tell my clients, what are your top 3 non-negotiables? Like, you absolutely have to have this. Is it a certain location? Is it that you absolutely have to have 4 bedrooms? You have to have a 2-car? What is it? You know, have your top 3 priorities, and they're probably the bigger basic things in a home. And then after that, you know, have another set of 3 that's like, well, it's not our top 3 prior non-negotiables, but we sure would like to have this in our house. And then have your last batch of 3 property, you know, features that's like, well, if we had this, that'd be fantastic, but we can definitely live without it, you know? So that'll help you stay focused, and you won't get sidetracked by details in a home. Like, well, it's an almond toilet. I don't want an almond toilet. Really? Is that your main priority for buying a house? Probably not. So that way you won't get sidetracked, and you'll be able to find a home that works for you instead of spinning your wheels. The other thing you should think about is, you know, do your research, and that's where you can lean on your agent to help you do that. Any virtual tours that are available for homes, watch them before you even go out. You don't want to, you're busy probably, and you don't want to spin your wheels looking at 20, 30 homes when you could have done a tour just to get an initial understanding of the floor plan, to know, yeah, that floor plan absolutely cannot work. Then you just saved yourself a lot of time going into a home. Learn about the area, drive around it, get a feel for neighborhoods. And then that way, you know, I absolutely want to see homes in this area, or I don't want to go anywhere near this area. Everyone has their own preference. So it's good to check that out. And you can even do it just by doing Google Street Views if you don't have time to actually drive out there. But I always say driving there is best, because if you can go out, go on a walk in a neighborhood, it just kind of helps you helps you see things closer up than when you're seeing it from a car or from a Google Street View. So you can actually kind of feel the vibe of the area. I think that's important. And then I hope this is obvious to you, get a pre-approval with your lender. And the more your lender asks for from you when you're getting your pre-approval, that's a good sign. Don't get nervous about giving information to your lender. Everything is super secure. It's IDF PR rules. So they would be in very, very big trouble if they didn't keep all your information super secure. So it's completely safe. And any kind of paperwork your lender asks from you, give it, because then you could be, you know, they're always looking for any possible bumps in the road. Smooth out those bumps in the road before you even go out seeing a home, so you can feel absolutely confident When you're making an offer on a home, you know the lender's going to back up that price that you want to pay. And you know that when you go through underwriting, surprises will not come up and it'll be real smooth sailing getting to closing, because lending is a huge part of that. And there's a great possibility if you're finding that home that's a real wow home and you absolutely love it, and you got to have it. Well, guess what? All the other buyers are probably thinking that too. So keep your budget at a price point where if you had to go over list price, it's still within your budget. If you're shopping homes that are like at your absolute maximum budget, and you go in and see a home where you're like, wow, this is incredible, I got to have it, you're probably going to lose it to another buyer. And then you're comparing everything against that house. And it's going to be really, really hard to find something you like. So constrain yourself to something that's probably a good 10 or 20K under your budget. So if you had to go over list, you can do it confidently and win that house you really want. It's happening, you guys. These homes are getting appraised out as long as, you know, we got good agents involved. And I'd like to say in our Naperville broker community, it's a strong community here. We got a lot of great agents here. So if you need any advice going forward, feel free to call or text me. You've got my number right here on the screen. You can find me on any of my social media pages or email me too as well. Thanks for watching my weekly market update show. I hope you find it interesting. And I will be here again next week, Tuesdays, 12:15 is my regular time, as long as there is no outlying force that's beyond my control that keeps me from doing the show. Thanks for watching. Happy 2021, and you all stay safe out there. Take care. Bye-bye.